I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a bit as I move along. We are continuing in Mosiah now. We just read a little bit about Alma and his people after they separate themselves and they set up their city of Helam. No king, they do have the religious leaders, and they're kind of more of a republic. But we now return to the story of Limhi. He is the son of Noah that is made king after Noah is killed. And the people are they're in bondage to the Lamanites. They are paying a 50% tribute. So we pick this up now, chapter 20. Lamanite daughters are abducted by the priests of Noah. The Lamanites wage war upon Limhi and his people. They are repulsed and pacified. Now there was in a place in Shemlon where the daughters of the Lamanites did gather themselves together to sing and to dance and to make themselves merry. And it came to pass that there was one day a small number of them gathered together to sing and to dance. And now the priests of King Noah, being ashamed to return to the city of Nephi, yea, and also fearing that the people would slay them, therefore they durst not return to their wives and their children. And having tarried in the wilderness, and having discovered the daughters of the Lamanites, they laid and watched them. And when there were but few of them gathered together to dance, they came forth out of their secret places, and took them, and carried them into the wilderness. Yea, 24 of the daughters of the Lamanites they carried into the wilderness. And it came to pass that when the Lamanites found that their daughters had been missing, they were angry with the people of Limhi, for they thought it was the people of Limhi. Therefore they sent their armies forth, yea, even the king himself went before his people, and they went up to the land of Nephi to destroy the people of Limhi. And now Limhi had discovered them from the tower. Even all their preparations for war did he discover. Therefore he gathered his people together and laid wait for them in the fields and in the forests. And it came to pass that when the Lamanites had come up, that the people of Limhi began to fall upon them from their waiting places and began to slay them. And it came to pass that the battle became exceedingly sore, for they fought like lions for their prey. And it came to pass that the people of Limhi began to drive the Lamanites before them. Yet they were not half so numerous as the Lamanites, but they fought for their lives, and for their wives, and for their children. Therefore they exerted themselves, and like dragons did they fight. And it came to pass that they found the king of the Lamanites among the number of their dead. Yet he was not dead, having been wounded and left upon the ground, so speedy was the flight of his people. And they took him, and bound up his wounds, and brought him before Limhi, and said, Behold, here is the king of the Lamanites. He, having received a wound, has fallen among their dead, and they have left him. And behold, we have brought him before you, and now let us slay him. But Limhi said unto them, Ye shall not slay him, but bring him hither, that I may see him. And they brought him, and Limhi said unto him, What cause have ye to come up to war against my people? Behold, my people have not broken the oath that I made unto you. Therefore, why should ye break the oath which ye made unto my people? And now the king said, I have broken the oath, because thy people did carry away the daughters of my people. Therefore in my anger I did cause my people to come up to war against thy people. And now Limhi had heard nothing concerning this matter. Therefore he said, I will search among my people, and whoso hath done this thing shall perish. Therefore he caused a search to be made among his people. Now when Gideon had heard these things, he being the king's captain, he went forth and said unto the king, I pray thee, forbear, and do not search this people, and lay not this thing to their charge. For do ye not remember the priests of thy father, whom this people sought to destroy? And are they not in the wilderness? And are not they the ones who have stolen the daughters of the Lamanites? And now, behold, and tell the king of these things, that he may tell his people, that they may be pacified towards us. For behold, they are already preparing to come against us, and behold, also there are but few of us. And behold, they come with their numerous hosts, and except the king doth pacify them towards us, we must perish. For are not the words of Abinadi fulfilled, which he prophesied against us? And all this because we would not hearken unto the words of the Lord, and turn from our iniquities? And now let us pacify the king, and we fulfill the oath which we have made unto him. For it is better that we should be in bondage than that we should lose our lives. Therefore let us put a stop to the shedding of so much blood. And now Limhi told the king all the things concerning his father and the priests that had fled into the wilderness, and attributed the carrying away of their daughters to them. And it came to pass that the king was pacified towards his people, and he said unto them, Let us go forth and meet my people without arms, and I swear unto you with an oath that my people shall not slay thy people. And it came to pass that they followed the king, and went forth without arms to meet the Lamanites. And it came to pass that they did meet the Lamanites. And the king of the Lamanites did bow himself down before them, and did plead in behalf of the people of Limhi. And when the Lamanites saw the people of Limhi, that they were without arms, they had compassion on them, and were pacified towards them, and returned with their king in peace to their own land. Now this is a very famous story, but I want to say a few things here, just a little speculation on my part, of course, but let us elucidate a little bit. Let us get some details. So first of all, the Nephites are in the land of Nephi and Shilom. And next to the land of Shilom is the land of Shemlon. And that is where the Lamanite daughters are. They're in the land of Shemlon. That's kind of the staging ground. Whenever the Lamanites come to attack the people in the land of Nephi, they come from the land of Shemlon. So the priests are out hiding in the wilderness, and they come down and they see the daughters in Shemlon. They're not that far away. A day's travel, maybe two at most. And so they come and they abduct the daughters because, you know, they're men. They want the. Now it says they take 24 of the daughters, which would indicate to me that there were 24 priests. They each took one woman. You know, they each got their own woman. Then we have the big battle. The Lamanites come and attack. The people of Limhi drive them out. They see them coming because of the towers that were built, and they lay an ambush for them. And the ambush is so successful that they drive the Lamanites out. The king is wounded. The king Lamanite's wounded. He's found. This is the interesting thing, is that it seems to me that the king of the Lamanites is brought in by the common soldiers. Probably not even soldiers, but most of these people aren't real professional soldiers. They're conscripts into the army. And so they take him to King Limhi. They want to kill him. Gideon is the captain of the army. He is still out on the battlefield coordinating everything, making sure that all the people are coming back in. So he's not there when Limhi talks to the king, which is why Limhi starts the search of the people. Initially, Limhi says, well, we'll find out who did this. Limhi's a good man. We made an oath. This is not good. You know, kidnapping women is not a good idea, even if we didn't have the understanding of the Lamanites. Let's figure out what's going on. That's his idea. His thought is, we need to figure out what's happening. Then Gideon returns from the battlefield. He's probably coming into the city and he's seeing people going house to house, searching the houses of what's going on. He finds out what's going on. He goes in, he says, no, remember the priests of Noah. They're the ones that did this. But Gideon wasn't there when Limhi spoke to the king of the Lamanites. And when Gideon speaks to Limhi, the king of the Lamanites isn't there. So we can see that the king was brought in sometime before Gideon got back from the battlefield. And Gideon also, he's bringing word saying the Lamanites are regrouping and they're getting ready to come back against us. And we're not going to be able to ambush them again like we did the first time, and we don't have enough men to actually fight them. Without that element of surprise, we can't beat them. And so they talk to the king of the Lamanites. The other interesting thing here is that apparently they hadn't told the Lamanites about the priests of Noah. They had learned that Noah had been killed, and they learned that the priests had fled in the wilderness, farther out in the wilderness. But apparently they didn't tell the king, because now this is the first time, apparently, that Limhi is telling the king about it. The king has not heard about these priests out there, which is why he didn't consider the idea before. This was something that they hadn't told him. They probably told him that Noah had been killed, they probably told him that Noah had been killed, which is why no search has been made. So there's all this stuff going on in this chapter, and there's a lot of stuff here that is not directly said, but I think we can see how this played out with the detail that we are given. And it's a fascinating interchange here, a fascinating progression of events. I'm going to leave that here. Well, we'll see you in the next one.